Hey guys, have you ever wondered how to install a recessed can light, new construction, and how to wire it? Well, today I'm going to show you how to do it. These lights are known as halo lights or can lights or recessed can lights. A lot of names. This is for a 6-inch in particular. I want to show you how to install it and how to wire it up. So this is actually an apartment that we're remodeling, and this is an existing structure here, and we're putting a garage in this part. So we're putting a lot of can lights in the ceiling here. And so the first step, of course, is to figure out where you want your lights. So what we ended up doing with this garage in particular is we did 4 rows of 6 down through here, because it's a pretty big garage. It's 24 by 36. So I don't want to get too off subject, but I just wanted to show you that you do need to know like where your switch is going to be mounted. Like on the left side of the doorway I have an X there. That's where our switch box is going to be. So that's going to feed the first can there, and from there you can just feed all the other cans. So first of all, what I wanted to show you is these cans have center marks on them. Then what I did is I snapped lines so I can find the center, and then I'll show you how easy it is to install these. Now here's a quick tip I'll show you on one that I have installed. See how I use screws and I left the nails sticking out? The reason I did that is because these nails are ring shanked, they're really hard to pull, and what I recommend is before you nail these in, you want to just screw them in case you need to change the placement of them, in case you don't like where it's placed. Just put a Phillips screw in there, a drywall screw, and all 4 of them, just one to hold it. And then make sure that it's where you like it before you put the nail in. So now when you have your can light, what you want to do is just hold it up here to one side. What you can do is use this notch right here, like I talked about. You can line these right up with the line right there in the middle. And you can just kind of hold this. Now if you do just want to nail it, you can just nail it right there while you hold it. If you do like I recommend, get a good Phillips bit so that the screw stays in there. And just put a screw right here in the top hole. Now while you're still holding it, let's put another screw over in this side. Now that actually will support the light like that while you get situated around. Then you do the same thing, you slide the light all the way this way so that you can line up with your mark right here. You can see that it lines up with your mark. This is the most accurate way to do it. Now that'll support itself while you're getting your next screw. Now like I said, if you're sure that's the position that you want it, go ahead and pound your nails in. So now the next thing, once you know exactly where you want your light as far as sideways in a bay, right up in here there's a set screw that you turn with your Phillips screwdriver, and that tightens the light so it can't move around. So once that's snug, it won't move around. Now this side will still move. It won't move much, but if you're worried about it, you can take a pliers and pinch this side right here, these 2 tabs. So if you pinch those 2 tabs down, then it's secure on this side too. So the next thing that you want to do is run your wires. Now this is a wire coming from the last light. This is one going to the next light. But if you're just hooking up one light, if you run power to this light, you would have power here and you would have your switch leg here. If you would just have power down in your switch box, then you would just have one of these wires. I'm just going to show an example where I have 2 wires here. So the first thing you want to do, I'm going to use a knife for this. You can use a wire strippers too if you want. That's made for cutting wire. But I'm just going to show you, we strip about 5 or 6 inches. So you want to pull all the paper and plastic off of it. Then we want to prepare the next one as well. I'm using gloves for this, be careful so you don't cut yourself if you do use a knife like this. So now that you have both of these wires prepared like this, next what we're going to do is use this wire strippers. And any tools that I'm using like this, I'll link to these in the video description below the video where you can find them. I really like these Klein tools. I recommend these Klein tools. They're American made, at least some of them are. This one is in particular. And so you want to look on your jaw here and see what number wire you're using. We're using 14-2 wire for this. So you would use the one that says 14 on it for the solid, because it has a solid and a stranded. I apologize that my lighting isn't better than what it is. But so what you would do is you would strip about a 3/8 inch off of the end like this. So you just cut it and slide it off. So you do that on the black and the white. Now here in a way is where they've made this really easy to hook up. You would just unclip by pushing over on this, and you can slide this out of here, get rid of the paper. Now these have a little bit of extra slack in them. You can see we have a black and a white, and the ground right here. So next we have these things on the top here. You just pop these up. I'm going to pop both up since I'm using 2 wires. You would just pop one up if you're just using one. Then the wire slides right in there like this. Just make sure you have a little bit of the coating sticking down past the opening. If you slide it in, it grips the wire like this. These are just push-in connectors. You push them in from the back like this. If these wires pop out, you can just push them back in. What I like to do is start with the ground, get them out of the way. So you just push them in the back like that, in the back of the connector. I always like to pull out on them to make sure that they're contacted, and also the original wire that's in there, make sure they're all making a good contact. Then you just tuck them in. Next, I like to do the whites. So again, just make sure that they're contacting good. So now that you've made all three of those, get them back out of the way. Next, let's do the black one, the power wire. So we'll hook that in here. We'll tuck that in. Now, if your wire likes to keep popping out like mine did, just make sure when you're all done that it's all tucked in out of the way. Then remember this thing right here, that goes in this notch here, so we want to put this end in this little slot right here. So you just slide it in, push it in like that. Then when you're all closed up, you're all set there. You should just have a little slack in your wires here. You don't want them entirely tight. You should have them stapled as close as you can, which sometimes you can't too close, like this is on this joist over here. But this one here, I was able to do it here. So yeah, sorry my lighting isn't the best here. I just kind of did this on a whim on my new channel. And I'm going to be building a house this summer, and I'm going to be uploading tips and tricks on building and my journey on building my new house. So if you're interested in that, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and thank you for watching.